Hello and welcome back. Our focus today is on rest. So we will be moving through a very gentle, more restorative flow. I will invite some movement, some standing sequences, but of course, listen to your body, let the body talk, and let the mind quiet. Take what you need and leave what you don't. We'll be getting started on our backs. So when you're ready, you can meet me there. Also, I do want to mention quickly, I will be cueing poses with our 2 blocks today. So if you have those with you, place them at the top of your mat. And we'll get started on our backs. Slowly lowering down, finding that comfortable position. And let's take a breath to just arrive here on our mats. We'll inhale in through the nose. Pause at the top, take one more sip of air in through the mouth, and exhale an audible sigh. All right, friends, we'll begin our practice with a squeeze and release exercise to remove any tension that we might be feeling this morning. So as you inhale, begin to squeeze all of the muscles of your face, squeezing everything like you just ate a really sour lemon. And exhale, release it all out. Next, we'll begin to bring those hands into fists as we squeeze them really, really tight. Inhale. And exhale, an audible sigh. Release the hands back down to the mat. Let those fingers uncurl. Open the palms up to the sky. On the next inhale, begin to squeeze your glutes, engage your core really, really tight. Inhale. Exhale. Release it all back down to the mat. Lastly, we'll squeeze those thighs, flex the feet. Inhale. Exhale. Soften back down. Now on the next inhale, go ahead and squeeze everything from head to toe as we inhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale. Big sigh. Release it all onto the mat. Let your body fully arrive here. Notice where you might still be holding any tension in the body and breathe into that area. Send it some love and light this morning as we enter into our practice. We'll be shifting up into a comfortable seat. So when you're ready, you can bring those knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And go ahead and find some rocking motion with the hands behind your thighs, gently rocking forwards and backwards up to a seated position on your mat. So we'll come into a Sukhasana, cross-legged, if that's comfortable for you today. Hands can come to the knees. And let's take another collective inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Coming into some gentle shoulder rolls here. We'll inhale, bring those shoulders forward and then send them up to the ears on the inhale through the nose. Pause when you reach the top. Take another sip of air in through the mouth. And exhale, roll them back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale those shoulders forward and up through the nose. Take a sip of air once you've reached the top. And exhale, drop them back down. Last time this direction, we inhale through the nose, roll those shoulders forwards and up to the ears. Pause at the top, take 1 more sip of air in. And exhale, drop them back down. We'll take that again, the opposite direction. So this time as we inhale, roll those shoulders back and up. We're breathing in through the nose. Pause at the top, take that sip of air in through the mouth. Exhale, drop them forwards and down. Awesome, let's do that 2 more times. We inhale through the nose, bring those shoulders back and up to the ears. Inhale, pause, take that sip. Exhale all the way back down. Last time, biggest breath here. We inhale backwards and up to the ears through the nose. Take one big sip of air in here. Fill the lungs and exhale your loudest audible sigh. Back down to the mat as we return to our neutral spine. Coming into some gentle neck rolls here. We'll inhale, drop that right ear over to your right shoulder. Feeling the neck stretch on that left side. Exhale, drop it back down, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, drop it back down, chin to chest. We'll do that one more time each side. We inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Coming into our seated cat-cow. Hands are still planting on those knees. Let's inhale, open the chest, lift the crown of the head. Coming into our cow. And exhale, round the spine, tucking the chin to chest, coming into our cat. We'll do that 2 more times. We inhale, open the chest, lift the chin for our cow. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest for cat. Last time, we inhale, open. And exhale, tuck and round. Returning to that neutral spine, coming into some gentle seated twists here. On the next inhale, sweep those arms overhead, gaze at the fingers. Exhale, take it over to the left. Right hand drops down to left knee, left hand comes behind. Gaze is at that left shoulder. We inhale to come back up. Exhale, take it over to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee. Right hand drops behind you. And you gaze at that right shoulder this time. Let's take that one more time. We inhale back up. Gaze at the hands. Exhale, twist over to the left. Maybe a little deeper this time. Inhale back up. Exhale, final twist over to the right. All right, friends, we inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, plant the palms in front of you. We're going to shift into a tabletop position. So if you're able to rock your knees forward, stepping those feet back, we'll come into our tabletop here. Untuck those toes, we'll inhale. Exhale, send it back for a child's pose. Allow that forehead to drop down to the mat. Hands walk further out in front of you on your mat. Breathing here, settling into this pose. On our next inhale, we'll begin to walk those hands over to the left side of the mat. Right palm can fall on top of your left hand. Exhale, soften here. Feel the deep stretch of that right side. Let's inhale, walk those hands back through center over to the right side. This time, left hand falls on top of that right hand. Exhale, soften in here. Feel the stretch of that left side this time. All right, let's inhale, walk those hands back through center. Forehead meets the mat. And on our next inhale, we'll round the spine, pushing into our tabletop here. But as you exhale, send it right back into your child's pose. Let's do that 2 more times. We inhale, round the spine into tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Last time, inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Take one more breath here. We inhale into tabletop to stay. Exhale, settle here. Make sure those hands are below those shoulders, knees are below those hips. We'll come into a couple rounds of cat-cow here. So as we inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chin, coming into our cow. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to chest for your cat. Inhale, drop the belly again for cow. Exhale into your cat. One final time here. We inhale into cow and exhale into your cat. Returning to that neutral spine here, preparing for our first downward dog. I'm inviting you to take an elevated downward dog in our practice today. It really helps create more space in the upper body. So from here, bring those blocks underneath your shoulders. Palms are planting. We inhale, tuck those toes. Exhale, send it back into your first downward dog of the practice. Maybe you first try it with the blocks and then try it without to feel the difference, feel what your body needs this morning. And go ahead and find any movement that feels good. Maybe we inhale up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels down to the mat. Let your head be heavy here. Add a bend in the knees if those hamstrings are feeling tight. Take what you need. And when you're ready, we'll walk those feet to hands on empty. Inhale here, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise, slowly roll your spine up to stand. As we sweep those arms overhead, palms meet at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. For our practice today, I'll offer a modified version of our Surya Namaskara A. However, if you have your normal chaturanga in your practice, go ahead and take that. Activating those feet at the top of your mat. Maybe go ahead and lift all those toes and one by one, place them back down. Grounding yourself into this moment. Breathing here, connecting to your breath. Taking our Sun A 3 times. We'll move through it slowly the first time and build some movement as we go. So hands at heart center. We inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, drop the knees down into our tabletop. We inhale here in tabletop, untuck those toes. Exhale, send it back, child's pose. Breathing here for one breath. As we inhale, we push back into our tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, send it back, downward facing dog. Again, find your breath here. Notice how this pose feels in your body today. Where can you soften a little more? Breathing here. And when you're ready on empty, we'll walk those feet to hands at the top of your mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center, release that audible sigh. We'll take that 2 more times before we move into our sequencing. As you inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, drop the knees down. We inhale into our tabletop. Exhale, send it back, child's pose. Inhale, moving back through our tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a moment, once again, pedal out anything you need. And on empty, we walk those feet to hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep those arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Okay, one final time through. We inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, drop the knees, untuck those toes. We inhale into tabletop. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale back into tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, send it back, downward facing dog. One breath here. On empty, feet to hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep overhead. And exhale, hands to heart, center. Okay, friends. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit more loose and ready to move. All right, let's flow. We inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, drop the knees. We inhale into tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, back into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, walk the feet to your hands at the top of the mat. Listen carefully. We inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, step that left foot back, coming into your low lunge. Option here to drop that left knee if that feels good. Maybe untuck the toes, or maybe you keep that left knee elevated. Using the blocks here still if this feels good. Maybe you play with the heights, go to medium setting or even our highest setting. Play around, see what feels good. As we settle into our low lunge here, breathe into this pose. Notice how your body is feeling. If you haven't tried dropping that knee down, give it a shot. See if that's feeling a little bit better for you this morning. And on our next inhale, we'll open up the chest, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, begin to straighten that right leg, keeping a micro bend in the knee, hovering your chest over the right thigh, coming into elevated pyramid. We inhale back into that low lunge. And exhale, straighten into the elevated pyramid. One more time. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, straighten and hover for your elevated pyramid. Back into the low lunge. Adjust those blocks, maybe come to the lowest height setting here. Plant that left hand, and as you inhale, sweep the right arm up to the sky for a gentle twist. Exhale to stay. Maybe we take some wrist circles. Perhaps you start to take some larger arm circles, one direction if that feels good. And go ahead and change direction here. Inhale to reach back up. Exhale, plant that hand down on the mat. We inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, launching forward, step that left foot to meet the right at the top of your mat. Move the blocks a little bit forward out of your way. Take those feet hip width distance, and we'll come into a forward fold here. I'll offer ragdoll, but you can go ahead and take gorilla pose, peace fingers, anything that feels good. So in ragdoll, grabbing opposite hands, opposite elbows, dropping that head heavy, keeping a bend in the knees. Breathing here and resetting. One of my favorite playful breaths I love to do is horse breath. And while it may feel a little silly, this is a perfect opportunity to do it while we're in a forward fold because no one can really see you. And it doesn't matter what you look like. So as we inhale, if you'd like to join me, inhale, taking a deep breath in here, fill the lungs. And as you exhale, you're going to flap your lips like a horse. I'll demo one time first. So we inhale, exhale. Kind of sounds like a horse. And it is the year of the horse. So if you'd like to try it with me, we'll take that 2 more times. Inhaling, letting the lips be soft as you exhale and flap the lips. All right. You can't help but laugh. It's a silly thing. Okay, last time through. We inhale and exhale. Okay. When you're ready, bring those blocks back underneath your shoulders, planting the hands. We inhale here. This time, exhale, step that right foot back, coming into our left side low lunge. Make sure those hands are below your shoulders here. Settle into this pose. Again, maybe play with those heights, adjust the blocks, see what feels good. Personally, for me, I like it on this highest setting because it really allows me to sink my hips down towards the mat. Once we've settled into this pose, again, option to drop that right knee down, untuck the toes if that's more comfortable today. If you're with me, we'll inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the crown of the head. And as you exhale, begin to straighten that left leg this time, keeping a micro bend in the knee. And we hover the chest over the left thigh, coming into our elevated left side pyramid. Inhale back into your low lunge, lift the chest. Exhale, straighten and hover into your pyramid. Last time we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, straighten and hover. We'll inhale back into our low lunge, adjust the block setting. I like to keep this on the low block height for this one. Again, blocks are underneath those shoulders. Keeping that right hand planted this time, we inhale, sweep that left arm up to the sky. Exhale to stay. Taking those wrist circles once again. Maybe moving into larger arm circles one direction if that feels good. And go ahead and change direction here. Inhale that arm back up. Exhale, plant it down. We inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step the right foot to meet the left at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Drop the knees down. Inhale into your tabletop. Exhale, sink it back down into your child's pose. Option to move the blocks out of the way. Walk those hands forward onto the mat. Maybe with tented fingers here. And just observe your body in this moment. Notice any areas where maybe you're still feeling any tension. On your next inhale, can you breathe into that space, sending a little bit of light and love into that area as we move throughout our practice today. Just breathing here, noticing the body. What's it saying? What is it telling you? What is it asking of you? On our next inhale, we'll come back into a tabletop. Bring those blocks back in if that feels good. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take one breath here before we move into our next sequence. We won't be taking our traditional vinyasas into Tadasana because this is meant to be a more gentle flow. So I want us to stay low to the mat, keep ourselves grounded here. So when you're ready, we'll walk those feet to hands on empty. Inhale to lengthen here. Exhale, we step that left foot back once again, coming into our low lunge on the right side. Option to drop that left knee down if that feels good. Inhale here. Exhale to settle. And on the next inhale, we'll sweep those arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, we reach forward. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, forward. Exhale, cactus. Open up that chest. We inhale, reach forward. Exhale, plant the hands on the blocks. Take them to the highest height setting here and walking over to the left side of the mat with your blocks. Turn that right foot to face the side of your mat. We inhale here and exhale. Take a wide-legged forward fold. Blocks can stay below you, maybe dropping those forearms down, adjusting the distance of your feet if you want them closer together or further apart. Maybe you move the blocks out to the side. Breathing here. And when you're ready, we'll plant that right hand down. Inhale, sweep that left arm up to the sky. Taking a gentle twist here. Exhale to stay. Inhale once more. Exhale, plant that hand back down on the mat. Change those blocks to the tallest height setting once again. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk your blocks back to the front of your mat, adjusting your feet, coming back into that low lunge. We inhale here. Exhale, step the left to meet the right at the top of your mat. Once again, we'll take a forward fold here. You can move the blocks out of the way. Feet are hip width distance. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Maybe this time we go ahead and take gorilla pose, bringing the palms of the hands underneath the feet. Just breathing here. Make sure you have a nice bend in those knees. Dropping the head heavy here. And when you're ready, you can release those hands, bring them back to the blocks beneath your shoulders. We inhale to lengthen. Exhale, this time right foot steps back. Low runner's lunge. We inhale. Exhale to stay. On our next inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, we reach forward. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, forward. Exhale, cactus arms. Last time, we inhale, reach forward. Exhale, drop the hands down to the mat. Turn those blocks to the highest height setting. Walk those blocks over to the right side of your mat. This time, feet turn to meet the side of the mat. We inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold here. Maybe dropping those forearms down to the mat again. Moving the blocks out of the way if that feels good. And this time, maybe if you'd like to join me, we plant the left hand down. Inhale, sweep that right arm up to the sky. Exhale to stay. Inhale once more, open a little further. And exhale, bring that hand down to the mat. Turn those blocks to the highest height setting once again. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk them back to the front of the mat, framing that left foot. Drop them down to the lowest height setting. Inhale here, lengthen. Exhale, right foot steps to meet left at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop the knees down. We inhale into our tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. From here, we're going to make our way on to our bellies. So whichever way feels good to get there. And I'm going to cue 2 more restorative poses here. So if you have your blocks and bolster with you, have those nearby. Our first pose is going to be half frog. So to take a more restorative half frog, you might want to bring your bolster lengthwise under your torso, the bottom of the bolster just below your navel, finding the comfort there. This helps support your lower back. Because I have my microphone here, I'm not going to lay all the way down, but just so you can visualize this. And starting on our left side, we'll go ahead and bring that left knee out at a right angle. Knee is in line with my hip. And I'll go ahead and gently lower down onto the mat, dropping one cheek down. If you have a blanket, you might like to put that underneath your knee for some extra support. But we'll be here breathing in our half frog for several breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to transition into a shoulder opener pose. I don't think I gave myself enough room over here. But planting the palms into the mat, we're going to begin to roll over onto the right side of our body. So extending that right arm out long here. Hand is in line with your shoulder. Dropping that down onto the mat, bringing your left hand below your left shoulder and pushing on the inhale with this leg coming with you, opening the left side of the body as you roll on to your right shoulder. As you see, this left leg comes with me and I drop my foot behind my right thigh. Maybe I bring a block under my head here for some extra support. Left hand can stay here to ground me, or maybe I inhale, sweep it up and around, placing it on my lower back. Taking this shoulder opening stretch. It's a very deep stretch, so if it feels uncomfortable, we don't have to stay here for too long. Breathing. Take one more inhale here. And when you're ready, exhale, bring that left hand back down to the mat if it's not already there, and allow yourself to roll back down onto your stomach. Taking the same thing, opposite side. Maybe we bring that bolster back in for our right side half frog. Again, bottom of the bolster is just below your navel. My left leg stays long, right leg extends out. My knee is at a right angle. Knee and hip are in line with one another. You can inhale here, maybe take a gentle Sphinx pose. And exhale, drop your cheek down to the mat. Here in half frog for several breaths. And when you're ready, we'll transition into that shoulder opening pose on the left side, removing that bolster if you had it there. Extending that left arm this time out long. Left hand is in line with your left shoulder. And as we inhale, right hand comes down beneath my right shoulder, and I push myself on to my left side, bringing that right foot with me as I place it behind my left leg this time. And maybe I inhale, sweep that right hand up and around, placing it on my lower back. If I want some support under my head, I can bring my block there. And just breathe here for a moment. Feeling the sensation of the stretch. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and come back down to your belly. Remove that block. With those hands underneath your shoulders, we'll inhale, push ourselves back into a child's pose. Exhale to settle. Walking those hands closer to your knees until the hands come onto the thighs. Go ahead and drop those hips down to one side. Swing the feet in front of you. Maybe scooch up on your mat to create some space. Soles of the feet are planted into the mat. Arms reach out long in front, palms facing one another. We'll inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to chest as I slowly, with control, lower all the way down onto my back. Bring those knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe massage the lower back. And we'll keep our right knee into our chest. Extend that left foot long in front of you. Coming into a supine twist, grabbing the outer edge of the right knee. Right arm will reach out to your right side if you have space. We inhale and exhale. Pull the knee across your body over to the left side. It's important here to keep both shoulder blades planted onto the mat. So if you feel them lifting, maybe we don't pull as far on the knee. Extend the right arm out long to the right, followed by your gaze. And just breathe here in your supine twist. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring both knees back into your chest. This time, extend that right leg long. Left arm reaches out to the left side, grabbing the outer edge of that left knee, left shin area. We inhale. Exhale, pull it across your body over towards the right side. Gaze is over to the left. Keeping those shoulder blades planted into the mat. Breathing here for a couple breaths. Again, we'll inhale and exhale. Bring those knees back to your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze here. And our final pose before we come into our Shavasana will be a supported fish. So I'll show you how to set that up with our props. This may be how you want to rest in your Shavasana. So think about how you'd like to be in your final resting pose. Maybe we try the supported fish. And if you decide you'd rather be flat on your back, that's totally okay. You can make those adjustments as we move. So I take my first block and I keep it on either my medium height setting or my tallest height setting, planting it horizontally. And I take my second block here, planting it vertically, almost forming a T on my lowest height setting. So it looks like this. And I'll go ahead and place my bolster right on top of those in my supported fish. So pushing my hips all the way up against the base of my bolster, we'll begin to lower back down. Legs can be out long in front of you, palms facing up here. Resting in our supported fish. Let's take another collective inhale in here. And a loud HA. Arriving here in this resting pose. And begin to bring awareness here to the screen of your forehead. And I invite you to envision yourself in your most restful state. What does that look like to you? What does it sound like? And what does it feel like? What could be possible in this space when it is held with love and care. As you come into your final resting pose, staying here in supported fish or lowering all the way down onto your backs, allow your body to settle into the mat. Release control of your breath, returning to its natural rhythm. Soften the eyes. Relax the jaw. Feel those shoulders drop and melt into the earth. Palms facing open, welcoming this love and light into your body. Feeling the belly sinking towards the spine. Feeling the legs be heavy. Letting the toes face outward. Feeling your body being held and supported as you rest here in your Shavasana. When you're ready, begin to bring awareness back to your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Placing that right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. And as you deepen your breath here, we inhale, feel the belly rise. And exhale, feel it soften back into the mat. Finding some more movement. Maybe we bring those knees closer to the chest. If you're still in supported fish, we could go ahead and plant the soles of the feet into the mat with those knees bent. If you're laying flat on your back, maybe you bring those knees closer into your chest. Breathing here. And begin to find any gentle movement, rocking side to side. Maybe falling to one side of your mat. Or maybe rocking up to a seated position. With those eyes still gently softened here, hands can come onto the knees. And let's take another collective breath in through our nose. And an audible sigh through the mouth. On our next inhale, we'll bring those hands overhead, allowing the palms to touch at the top. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Thank your body for its ability to move, for its ability to be still, And thank yourself for showing up today on your mat and taking time to rest the way that your body asks of you. Finding gratitude in this moment. We inhale, bring those hands up to your third eye center. And exhale, we bow forward. If you'd like to join me saying namaste. Thank you.